Perfect. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can just hear me. Let's just make sure everything is coming across all clean, and then we can get into it. But yeah, markets are moving low overnight. ES and NQ. We did after a rally on Wednesday on some of Trump's tweets on tariffs and so forth. We have kind of stagnated. Yesterday was a pretty tricky session. I was actually lucky. I was off the desk. We dropped down on the open. This is a 50-minute chart on ES, and we hold the pre-market lows. You guys know that I love to speak about those pre-market highs and lows. We do hold it, and that's would have kept me long biased for sure. I didn't manage to find any entry. I only got to the desk while we were up here, back at the high of day, so nothing for me in yesterday's movement. But yeah, we have kind of started to stagnate. Some levels just to watch on ES is this 900 level, still 910 that I'm looking at. And then the high side, yeah, if we can break through the highs of 960, I think we do see much of a higher move to end the week. However, we have been making pre-market lower highs. What's up, Frank? Good to have you on. Let's just go to like an hourly time frame as well. What I am seeing is we have broken through that 5-day moving average, and we are trading back up. We have almost filled that gap that ES dropped down on the open on Monday. We literally gapped down. Let's get it like 80 points or something like that. When I got to the desk, 60 points just right off the bat. So going to be interesting to see where we get on the Friday. I would not be surprised if we don't come back up to highs to see them tank it off back down to that low of week that was on Wednesday, pre-market on Wednesday. I've had a pretty decent week my side in terms of trading, and just going to see if I can end off the Friday strong. Just a heads up, Andre and I are live for market open at 4 p.m. South African time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. So that is, you guys definitely want to be on for that. Pre-market here, NVIDIA trading high at 1.2%. Apple and Meta are the only Mag 7 stocks that are down. We have been moving higher on the other stocks that I like to trade, individual names. AMD is up 2%. We've just been ripping on that. Robinhood up. SMCI is up 3%. So going to be an interesting open here. I think, after Wednesday's rally to the highs and closing basically on the highs on a Wednesday, I think it's not surprising that yesterday was a little bit of a rangy day from high to from regular market hours. We only had a 30-point range on Thursday too, so not massive. The NASDAQ, if we head over to the NASDAQ as well, yesterday was not a big range either. Well, in terms of, the opening range was big, and then after that, we really don't get much. The opening range straight off the bat dropped 100 points, and then we literally don't get much else. In terms of levels as well, let's just go to the NASDAQ like this. Levels that I am watching, again, these lows here at 25,400, and then back up at the highs. Just if we can take out those highs, I think we can see higher. I am leaning towards maybe a potential sell-off here. But I'm going to trade what's in front of me. You'll be able to see me trade live with Andre on stream as mentioned. But yeah, let's just go to the hourly time frame again on the NASDAQ too. We're trading within previous week's range. The previous week's highs is over here. Previous week's lows down over there. So I would not be surprised to see us tap back into those lows personally. But as I said, I'll just trade what's in front of me, let the edgeful data play out. Have a look at my screen, and then we go from there. What needs updating here? Okay, well, we'll just leave that for now. Okay, cool. Any thoughts or questions in the chat? Jess, how's your week been? Marcel, Yusuf, how's your guys' week been? Your side, Frank, on the social media side of things here. How's your guys' week been? All your side. Any work-ons? Anything that you're struggling with that you're doing well? My thought process right now is just to be trading a little bit more smaller. After a massive move on Wednesday, I had a great trading day, and I sized up a little bit on that nice move higher. I just want to, not be giving anything back unnecessarily. I'm going to be looking for quality setups over, looking to extend. Yeah. Okay. Good week, Frank. Nice. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Anyone else got any thoughts or questions in the chat as well? Let's go over to CNBC as well, see what's been happening here. 5 things to know. Always like reading that. Just go like this. 5 things to know. Let's have a look. Yeah, they haven't actually given out one for today that I can see. Let's have a look. Just searching. Yeah, they haven't given out one this morning. I love watching the live stream just in the background while I am trading personally, just to keep up to date with what fundamentals are in play. Okay. See in the chat. Good week trying to hold my trade longer. Yeah, that's always going to be a struggle. I think when we are getting extension, and particularly the start of the year wasn't as volatile as we have had recently. If we look at the ADR, okay, ADR on the Nasdaq has climbed up to 156. On Thursday was 176. So we have definitely picked up the volume. Last week was trading at 150 and earlier 124. So volume has definitely come back into the markets, which is good. I do better when we have wider ranges. Personally, I'm sure most traders do too, because you can look to capitalize on those moves a lot better. In terms of the VIX is trading back down to 18. It did creep up into the 20s at some point this week, and now coming back down. So VIX higher normally does mean larger volume and volatility. So, as I said, like if we clear these lows, the pre-market lows from yesterday, I think we could definitely see a roll back down. But I'm going to trade what's in front of me. For those that are using edgeful, if you haven't had a look at it, definitely make sure to come in and check out the screener. I love looking at the screener. Every single day it prints the data for me, so I can have it in front of me without having to go through all the reports individually, which is obviously a massive help. But something that I am looking for, and this is going to be an interesting one because it is conflicting of what I would like to trade. But let's have a look over here. Let's go to the opening week range report. So basically what this does is after Monday and Tuesday have played out, it sets a high and a low, as we can see over here. And if we take out one side, so this is the blue line. I know there's a lot of stuff going across my screen, but this blue line over here and this blue line down here, once we take out one side, okay, it's very unlikely that we come back down and take the opposite side. Of course, can it happen? Yes, it's data, it's markets. They can stay rational, at all times. But what we have done is we've taken out the high side this week, and now you want to get long on pullbacks. So that is potentially, if the level holds here, we could see us move into these highs. So that is that opening week range report, and we can go over that. Let's have a look at this over here, opening week range. And I actually asked edgeful to get this set up for us. So we can see let's go to the NASDAQ. Oh, yes, it's fine. In the last 6 months, when we do take out, let's go to the daily time frame, the daily session. When Monday and Tuesday sets its high and low, only 37% of the time. So you still have a 62% chance, 63% chance that will break both sides. Okay. Well, one side will hold. So 37% chance that both sides break. So just to illustrate that again. Okay. Once you take out one side, okay, very rarely, only 37% of the time do we come back and take the opposite side. That would be a pretty big move on ES to come back down and take those over 100 points. So that is definitely after Monday and Tuesday sets up. That is a report that I like to use. Obviously, you cannot use it before because you need to wait for Monday and Tuesday to set a high and a low. Okay, a high and a low. How's your week been? I see in the chat, in the Discord, yeah. again, I will preach on this as well. The less you trade, the better you'll start to see the markets. I think traders that struggle, well, even for myself at times, I'm speaking from my own experience. When I find myself trading consistently and trying to trade every single move, that's when I get caught. When I'm just letting the markets come to me and I'm finding and waiting and picking my best spots, I get rewarded for it. YM, I know some people here trade YM. Some traders love to trade YM. We are looking a little bit more particularly bearish on YM. We are taking out levels now too. We are definitely making lower highs. So for me, when I trade less and I let the markets come to me, I definitely find myself not, needing to trade. That's when I trade at my best. Personally, I know it sounds cliche, but it is the truth. And when you can just sit back and wait for your setups to come, you will do a lot better. Speaking from my own experience. Afternoon, first day with edgeful. Good to have you on. If you aren't, please make sure to come join the Discord. It's free. And then obviously you can get the Trading View Indicator access. We are having our stream today as well. You guys know Mondays and Fridays is live trading. Wednesdays through Fridays is pre-market prep here with me. So join the Discord. I'm always putting thoughts and questions in there, and then come join the live stream as well, which will be in the next 30 minutes or so. Took a HG trade, lost very small, Vortex fell to enter ES a few minutes later, quickly hit TP. Yeah, Ho, what's one thing that you are working on this week to get better? I think I was watching a podcast the other day of S&B Capital, and their traders are focused on one thing to improve on each and every single day. For me, I think it's trading smaller when I don't have high conviction in the setup, but still want to, would still like to play. Potentially with protecting profits as well. Any thoughts or questions in the chat? You see what I love, just levels that you watching. So I'll give you 4 levels that everyone should watch every single day. Personally, for me, this is what I like to look at, but I recommend that you do too. First and foremost, previous days highs and lows. So that's 2 levels. Okay, previous days highs and lows. So for me, I've got the white line across my screen here. Okay, edgeful have the indicator. I use it. Go check it out. The Trading View Indicator access over here, and then they also have Ninja Trader. Previous days highs and lows. That's the first one. Okay. The second one is pre-market highs and lows. So yesterday, pre-market highs and lows, the lows would be down here and the highs would be up here. You got to maintain or looking at those levels every single day. I think they print a great picture of potential signs what the market wants to do. If you take out pre-market lows, maybe the market wants to potentially come lower. I spoke about this on my trade. So I had a nice trade, which I took live on streams. Make sure to go to my channel if you're not subscribed, or edgeful's channel, to go and rewatch those streams. Okay. I never claim to be the best trader in the world, but I know how to make money. Okay. And if you watch those, I know that you'll get value from them. That's why I do these streams, because I know that you guys will get value from them, and traders helping in each other is what it's about. So a tough game at times. If you do it alone, it can be very, very boring. Okay. So my trade on Tuesday, look what happens. We take out, the previous day's lows on Tuesday. We take out Monday's lows. We then get a pullback. And while some people were looking for longs, I like that we were holding pre-market highs, and that's where I found my short, and I got down to low of day. You can go rewatch that stream. I took the trade live with you guys. Now let's go to Wednesday. Very similar price action. We come down in pre-market, okay? And then look what happens. On the open, we clear pre-market levels. Here's pre-market highs. We clear the highs. That's where I wait and I get long. Yes, maybe I got lucky with the Trump tweets and this thing sends it higher. But I'm still trading my levels and what I look for every single day. Because we took out pre-market highs, That's what forced me or made me look for the continuation play to the high side. Basically, see the trade and enter. Defense is my strong suit. That's not a bad thing, however. Sometimes, you got to. Jared Tenner speaks about the interim concept. Work on your C game stuff, and then the A game stuff. Extending your winners, trying to be more aggressive is something that you work once you learn how to play defense. Just chilling, waiting for a long, but not now. Yeah, I think, look how we're still trading within this range. Okay, so today, right now on ES and NQ, still an inside day. I don't trade well when we have inside days. Look at this. When we trade inside like that, I don't do well when we trade as inside days. Personally, I prefer markets to be breaking those levels that I mentioned, previous days, highs and lows. We're still trading as an inside day right now, inside previous days highs and inside previous days lows. When that happens, I know that markets can, look to be a little bit more choppier. They'll trade range to range. Market makers will flip it off the highs back down to the lows and vice versa. Are your gray boxes supporting resistance? Are the prices for them on the edgeful? No, those are my own drawn levels on there. So those are my own support and resistance levels that I'm watching. Correct. And yes, will they be wrong at times? Of course. It's my own levels that I like to watch. The 4 levels that are the same that I look at every single day, and that is it's objective because everyone will have the same information, is previous days highs and lows from the extended market hours and then the pre-market highs and lows. You need to be looking at those every single day, in my opinion. Any thoughts or questions? What's up, Anthony? Good to have you on. Ken, Patrick, Tony. How's your week been, Tony? Tom, good to have you on. Although I don't like your profile picture, West Ham United looks like there. I'm a Manchester United supporter. Okay, so again, Andre and I are going to be live in the next 30 minutes with the 50-minute countdown, of course, so 50 minutes before market open. And then we'll see if we can catch anything. But I appreciate you guys being on as always here, with me on stream. If you got any feedback, let me know what you want to. Do you want more mental side of things? I'll give you my levels that I'm looking at pre-market as well. And then, make sure to flood the chat in the Discord. If you got any questions, I'm always in here answering questions and being on. Where's Dan? My total? Yeah, geez. They haven't been fantastic, and they've been such a good club for so many years. But I can say the same thing about United. So we haven't won the league in over 10 years. So, geez. Yeah, 18. You guys are sitting 18th. We back in contention there to make at least Champions League. I think Arsenal are going to run away with it personally. But, yeah, we could still be in that championship. The one team that's been doing really, really well is Aston Villa. One of the brokers that actually sponsor them, I use them on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, hopefully you guys stay in the league. Don't be like Leicester, win the league, and then 3 years later you get relegated. But, okay, so we'll see you guys in the next 30 minutes or so. Appreciate you guys being on, and let's have a good end to the week. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.